Hey everyone, today we are talking about Ridgewood, New Jersey versus North Atlanta. So this series is just helping you see cost involved when you live in Ridgewood and what you can get say in Ridgewood, we're looking at a $1.1 million house, what that looks like, and then what it looks like in the North Atlanta area. Mm-hmm. So we're just looking at costs. So if you are looking to move to the North Atlanta area, we are here for you. And stay tuned because we are going to show also the properties from the North Atlanta area. And you kind of want to see that while we just dig into different costs and expenses of North Atlanta versus Ridgewood, New Jersey. Sue, tell us a little bit about Ridgewood, New Jersey. I think most people probably do know about Ridgewood, New Jersey that are listening to this.
Right. So Mary Ellen and I are both from the Northeast. We've been to Ridgewood, New Jersey. I used to go through it to get to work every day. But anyway, Ridgewood is the definition of a premier northern New Jersey suburb. Tree-lined streets, a fantastic downtown, world-class schools. It offers an incredible lifestyle, but it comes with a punishing price tag, primarily driven by taxes. I think there are a lot of affluent families that probably live there, and there are very many affluent neighborhoods and families that live in the North Metro Atlanta area. So from that standpoint, I can see a very strong correlation.
Yes. Apples to apples, we can compare a little bit here.
Especially when you're talking about Alpharetta, Milton, and the Johns Creek areas. In Ridgewood, you have unbelievably expensive property taxes. And you've got the financial burden of the New Jersey Transit rail commute into Manhattan probably, and also cost of living between these different suburban areas. So Mary Ellen, show us a home in Ridgewood where the median price is about $1,170,000. There is a top tier school system here, so the taxes also reflect that. And
so what you're going to get, let's look at this. This is 1.150. It's 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. They don't tell us the square footage, but it is in Ridgewood, but it's a split level, right? Mm-hmm. You know, so you kind of see the split level, and you can see when it was built, you know, you can see the smaller ceilings. You can see it's maybe not dated for Ridgewood, but it's dated for Atlanta, and we'll show you that. Right. But anyway, it's all about location. And if you have to live in that area, this is a beautiful home. It does have, some nice features that we're just kind of going through. And but I just can't wait to show you what you can get for that. But you're going to have to stay tuned for that one, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Sue? So
we're going to show you at least 3 homes in the North Metro area that are about the same price tag as the home that Mary Ellen just showed you in Ridgewood. Your property taxes in Ridgewood are going to run you between $15,000 and $25,000 annually. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised when you find out what the property taxes are here in the North Metro Atlanta area. You're going to be saving a lot of money there. So utilities, your monthly utilities in the Ridgewood area are generally going to be a little bit higher in the winter than they are in the summer. Here it's going to flip. Your higher utility bills are going to be higher in the summer here, but for the most part, utilities are still very, very reasonable in the North Metro Atlanta area. In northern New Jersey, you're going to rely on your New Jersey Transit rail for commuting. You're going to spend about $180 to $250 a month on that. Your daily commute to Midtown Manhattan or New Jersey Transit on the Bergen County line is roughly 45 minutes to an hour each way. Yes, in the North Metro Atlanta area with traffic and so forth, if you're commuting into Midtown, you can expect the same length of commute here. Your monthly rail pass up there is going to be between $300 to $400 a month. If you use MARTA here, it's going to be less, and we'll cover that shortly. Groceries and dining out. You're going to spend about $950 to $1,200 a month in Ridgewood for your family of 4 in the grocery store. You do have the same grocery chains up there that we have down here, such as Whole Foods. We don't have a Stop and Shop up there. I know you do have that up there, but we have Publix down here and Kroger, and we have some other specialty gourmet markets as well. Dining out up there is going to run you between $80 to $140 per person for a mid-range restaurant. Atlanta's a foodie town. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised by the prices down here. Child care in Ridgewood, you're going to spend between $1,800 and $2,500 per month. Private education can run you up to $35,000 a year. Ouch. We do have plenty of private schools here. You can spend as much as you want here, but our public schools are excellent. And so I always recommend that someone look at greatschools.org and make their own decisions as to where they want to send their children to school. Hidden costs in Ridgewood, it's definitely those property taxes. This is most commonly cited as the reason why people leave the area. It's a massive monthly consistent expense that you have to endure. Sales tax in the New Jersey area is about 6.625. So we now are going to show you several homes in the North Atlanta area.
Yeah, and the first one we're gonna look at is 951 Olmsted Lane in Johns Creek, and it's at 1.170, and it's 5 bedrooms, 4.5 baths. It's 3,376 square feet. And it was built in 2018. The monthly HOA is $325 monthly. It's in Belmore Park, we're very familiar. Yes, this does not have much property, but it is in a great location. And let's take a look at some of these finishes. So when you were looking at the house in Ridgewood, and then you're looking at this, you're seeing more of the trending colors and styles than you do see there. So that is a plus, a minus, however you want. I mean, I do love the history of the properties in Ridgewood, New Jersey, but Atlanta, you're going to see a lot of new stuff. So whatever's trending and you want a new house, you can find a new house in the North Atlanta area. So this is a great little neighborhood, and what you're going to see in Atlanta compared to New Jersey is you are going to see a lot more amenity subdivisions. Like, look at this pool and playgrounds and areas, dog park and all those kinds of things, pickleball, tennis, all those kinds of things. You're going to see that. And who wouldn't want to live on a little street like this? And look at those tennis courts and pickleball, of course. In the Atlanta area, we try to bring community together. So I think that's what you will see. The next home is in an established neighborhood here, and it's at 1458 Edenfield Place, and that's in Cumming, which is a little north of it, Alpharetta. It's at 1.195. It's 5 bedrooms, 5 full baths, 24 square feet. This was built in 2001, which it's $1,400 a year for the HOAs. It's in Windermere, which is a nice community. It's over half an acre. And what's really nice about this area is it is a big community. It's a big family-oriented community, and you see a nice brick house with some property. And people in Atlanta think that a house that's 20 years old is old. So in New Jersey, a 20-year, I don't even know if there are 20-year-old houses. Most of them are probably like 100-year-old houses, right? So you're going to get a lot more character in homes like that. You're going to get a lot more space here. So it's also, what are you looking for your family? Are your kids involved in sports? This is a great area where you can drive and you can be all near your kids' sports and dance and everything else, because the grocery store is really close to here. We have Publix and Kroger. That's like the South. We also have Aldi. We have Whole Foods. We have Trader Joe's. We have Costco here. Yes, and we have BJ's. So we have all those fun things. You're going to see a lot of houses with a 2-story family room like you see here. And lots of
windows.
Lots of windows. Yes. It'll cost you a fortune to redo all the windows. Since this house is 20 years old, it probably soon will need some new windows and will cost you a fortune. But it's really nice to have all these windows in this master bedroom.
And look at how high the ceilings are.
The ceilings are really high. Very, very nice here. And then closet space is another thing. people are always looking. We have a client right now, Sue, right? And they're looking at older houses like in the 70s and 80s. Okay. That's probably not old for you people from New Jersey, but they want like a huge closet and it doesn't exist. So they're going to take a bedroom and make it into a closet. So if you like a lot of closet space, you might want to move to North Atlanta. And you want a lot of outdoor space. You've got a 3-car garage. You have multiple cars here in the suburbs. You're going to see that too. So just take a look at all the trees and everything else that you see in this beautiful home here. So, and then of course the amenities. Let's just go to the amenities. You're going to see the amenities that it's like, wow. It's like a country club. Look at this slide that you can go down for your kids and things like that. So a lot of people will move here because of their lifestyle. And this also has a golf course. So if you like golf, we got a lot of golf courses here in Georgia. Okay, one more we're going to show is 710 Garden Reserve Lane in Alpharetta. And this is at 1.1. It's 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, 4,000 square feet. It's a brand new build in 2025. It's on 0.31 acres. And it's $1,600 a year for amenities. So take a look. This is a new build that you can get in Cumming, which is really close to the Alpharetta area and close to everything. So location wise, but you see the openness of the house, and you're seeing everybody wants that, they're working from home, Sue, right? So they need those offices, and then you've got dining rooms and mud rooms, which, people like, why do you need a mud room? Well, Georgia clay, it gets muddy. And when it rains in the wintertime, it's like, and pantries and things like that, and closet space, and all the new trending where it comes to ceiling fans or kitchens or cabinetry. That's what you're going to find in this new, whatever's trending, you're going to see in these new constructions. So, looking at different things, we're here to help you if you do want to move to the North Atlanta area. And we do love all the areas of the world. I mean, we do love Ridgewood. Ridgewood is such a cute, quaint community, and I know it very well. And I would just really say, like, Alpharetta is very similar to Ridgewood. The only thing is we don't have like a train that goes right to the city from here. Because I know that that's a reasoning why Ridgewood is so popular, because it's such an easy commute to New York City. So, and just knowing a lot of people going there. So what can you talk about in the North Atlanta area that people might be interested in moving to this area?
In terms of the average cost of living, Atlanta is slightly higher than the rest of the state of Georgia. I always say there's Alpharetta, and then there's Atlanta, and then there's the rest of Georgia. In Alpharetta, Milton, Johns Creek, you're going to find a little bit more affluent population, perhaps. There's areas of East Cobb that have very, very nice neighborhoods as well. There are also areas in Buckhead that have very, nice homes, expensive properties, land around them, and so forth. But, your biggest expense is really going to be your housing expense, whether you're renting or buying, especially in these desirable, well-located suburbs. The sales tax in Georgia is 4%, but local jurisdictions add their own piece onto that. So depending upon where you are in the Atlanta area, you might be paying over 8%. Property tax in the Fulton County area runs you about 1.09%, which is your effective property tax rate. Gwinnett is a little bit higher at 1.3%, and other areas like Forsyth County are less than that. Your utilities here are going to be moderately priced versus national averages. It's not cheap anywhere, but it's not among one of the highest metro areas to live in either. Your 30-day pass on MARTA, now MARTA's more limited than it is up in the Northeast, but a 30-day bus pass or rail pass will run you about $95 a month.
And Sue, let me just stop you there. Let me just stop you there. 99.9% of the people use their car here.
Right, they did.
So I think that really needs to be said. Really, not a lot of people use MARTA. MARTA is, coming from New York, being a New Yorker, coming to the South, and there is no really train system, but there are some people that can get to certain places on the MARTA, so they will use the MARTA. But what I will say is 99.9% of the people in Atlanta are in their cars all the time. So yes, traffic is bad, just like Ridgewood, just like New York. You're definitely trading things where in Ridgewood you would hop on a train and not have to focus, so you can read a book or do something or get work done, where when you're in a car, the only thing you could do is probably talk to someone on the phone. You can't be sitting there on your computer while you're driving or reading a book, or
they could be listening to us on Spotify. You know, the real estate ladies of North Atlanta are on Spotify. You can listen to us about all topics real estate.
So I just wanted to kind of tell people that, you're not going to use public transportation like you do in New York and New Jersey here in the South. It's just not there yet. It's not there.
Yeah, when I talk to somebody who's relocating to the area, I always ask them where they're going to be working, because we want to keep your commute reasonable. We don't want you sitting in the car for an hour or more every day. We want to keep that to, 30 to 40 minutes, 5 minutes if we can. It depends though. What can take you 16 minutes on one day can take you 45 minutes on another day. It's just very, very variable according to whether there's a traffic accident or what the weather is or what other events are going on in the city at any given time, just like anywhere else.
Let's talk about the weather, just so everybody knows. The weather here is, we do see 4 seasons here.
Yes.
We do get very hot in the summer. We might have a dusting of snow or ice that might happen in usually January is our coldest month. And if it's not snowy, rainy coldness, we will get a lot of rain during that season. We have beautiful springs, kind of starts in February/March. Beautiful springs and beautiful falls. The fall colors are amazing here. And
fall tends to last a long time here. So you have that color for a long time.
We kind of go from September all the way to pretty much November, almost December is really the fall season. And then we have a short winter. So I think that that's important, that 365 days a year, you could pretty much be outside, unless it's unless you don't like the cold. I mean, and it gets hot here. Yes, it gets hot, but there's a lot of other hotter places in the world, like Florida. No, I'm just kidding. Like Florida, like south of us, Florida, it gets really, really humid and really hot. So if you think you're coming to the South in Atlanta in March, it could be 80 degrees or it could be 40 degrees. So we have our temperatures range a lot during the day. It could be 30 degrees in the morning and 70 degrees in the afternoon during the winter time. Just to get that information about weather, because I think sometimes people have a misconception of what the weather really is like here.
Do you know what my favorite time of the year is, though? It's the fall, for sure, because college football in the South is,
here we go. Yes, let's talk about it. We have all the major professional teams here in Atlanta. We might even be getting a hockey team back, because we had a hockey team, it went away, and now we might get one back, which is very exciting to us Northerners, because we love hockey, right? And we love our professional sports. But honestly, nobody cares about professional, like they do, but college football and college basketball is like the bomb down here. Like you can't do anything on a Saturday in the fall. You are watching football all day long or going to the football games. And
but there's so many fun. Great SEC teams here. Football
and ACC too as well. We got Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech did really well this year. And, you got, UGA, but, I'm an Ole Miss fan because my daughter went there. So we actually beat UGA. They beat us once and then we beat them this year again. So yes, college football is really, really popular. What else can you tell us about Atlanta that people might not know?
Yeah, I guess we got off subject there. But anyway, grocery store costs in Atlanta tend to track around the U.S. national average, maybe a little bit higher. Your monthly grocery bill in Atlanta might run you $300 to $500 per adult, depending upon what your diet is, what you like to eat, where you like to shop, and the size of your family. Dining out is reasonable. For example, a meal at a budget or casual restaurant might run you $15 to $20 per person. But if you go to a nicer restaurant, mid-range restaurant, and maybe have some drinks and an appetizer, you're looking at $60 to $90 per person, depending upon how nice of a venue you go to. Education costs. We've got a plethora of very nice, very good public schools in the North Metro Atlanta area. We recommend that you check greatschools.org for the ratings on different schools in the area, make your own decisions on the public school system. There are tons of private schools if you prefer that, and we can, assist you with finding those schools if need be. There are reasonable preschools here as well, and depending upon what you choose to do will really drive your budget. Mary Ellen, do you want to talk about healthcare?
Everything's very new here. So we have a lot of new hospitals, plus we have Emory and we have Northside and we have all the hospitals. So no matter where you are, there is medical so close. And we have the Shepherd Center, and we have such great healthcare. So no matter what you're looking for, you definitely can find that. And what we do see is a lot of people will get relocated to the North Atlanta area. And who follows them but their parents, right? Because they want to be involved with all the grandkids. So we do have certain counties here in Georgia, in the North Atlanta area, that do give you a senior discount on your taxes. Now, when you're coming from the north, you're like, oh my God, just getting regular tax break is great. But imagine over 62 years old, if you hit a certain criteria and you're in a certain county, you're not going to have to pay for the school taxes. So your taxes actually go down. So it's a big draw. We do see so much relocation to this area. In the Alpharetta area, we have 900 technology companies. Most of them are internationally based. We have a lot of IT. We have a lot of engineers. We have a lot of CEOs, people that move to this area. And a lot of times, if they're coming from somewhere, the grandparents end up coming because they want to be at their kids' activities. So they might buy a house and be here, certain months out of the year and live somewhere else. And we're able to help them too because things are pretty affordable. You can have a house here in Georgia and somewhere else. That's just another tidbit, what we see too as well.
So compared with many other higher cost states, I think you'll find that the North Metro Atlanta area tends to offer you a good value for your money, especially when you're talking about housing. Utilities are reasonable, food is moderate, taxes are moderate. So affordability of what you can buy here, of course, depends upon, how much you can afford in terms of your mortgage, what your credit score is. We do recommend that people, make sure that their credit score is as strong as possible before they apply for a mortgage, clean up any credit card bills that are hanging out there and so forth. That way you'll be able to put your best foot forward on your mortgage pre-qualification. Being pre-qualified before you do put an offer in on a home is pretty important so that you look like you're a serious buyer and, because sellers will not consider an offer unless there's a pre-qualification letter attached to it. But in terms of cost of living, you've got so many options here and there's a little bit of everything here for everybody. And I think lifestyle is really important here in terms of live, work, play, walkability, and being outside so much of the year.
So Ridgewood, New Jersey versus North Atlanta, we gave you some advantages, disadvantages, some of our opinions. If you want a relocation guide, you can click below and get a relocation guide. You want to schedule a strategy session with us, we're happy to talk about strategy. We can also help you if you need to sell a house in the Ridgewood area. We can guide you to an amazing agent who can help you, and we can work together. If you're moving from there to here, we can work together with your agent there in order to make it the most smooth transaction you ever have. So thanks for listening in. Ridgewood, New Jersey is a beautiful place. So is North Atlanta. That's why so many people from the north live in the south now. So everybody have a great day and let us know if we can help you.